Imagine this. You're scrolling through your phone, checking messages when suddenly the screen flickers and dies. The lights in your home go out. Traffic lights fail. Airplanes grounded mid-flight. Satellites above Earth begin to fall silent. And then it hits you. This isn't a power outage. This is something far bigger. A massive solar storm has struck Earth. Sounds like science fiction? Think again. Because it has already happened before, just not in our modern world. Solar storms are caused by violent eruptions on the sun's surface, called coronal mass ejections. These massive bursts hurl billions of tons of charged particles into space at millions of miles per hour. If one is aimed directly at Earth, our planet's magnetic field acts like a shield. But sometimes the storm is so strong it punches right through. Back in 1859, the Earth was struck by the most powerful solar storm ever recorded, the Carrington Event. Telegraph wires caught fire, operators received electric shocks, and the northern lights lit up skies as far south as the Caribbean. Now imagine that same event happening today in our world of smartphones, satellites, and digital banking. The consequences would be catastrophic. Let's break it down. Within minutes, satellites in orbit would begin to malfunction. GPS systems would fail, meaning airplanes, ships, and even your phone's navigation apps would be useless. Communication satellites would shut down. Goodbye internet, goodbye phone calls, goodbye live streaming. Within hours, entire power grids could collapse. A single massive surge from a solar storm could overload transformers, frying them beyond repair. Unlike a blackout caused by bad weather, this wouldn't be fixed in hours or days. Replacing these giant transformers could take months, maybe even years. And the ripple effects? Global banking systems depend on instant electronic communication. Without it, ATMs stop working, credit cards fail, and international trade grinds to a halt. Hospitals dependent on electricity and network systems would be thrown into chaos. Planes mid-flight might lose navigation and be forced into emergency landings. In the worst-case scenario, even water and food supply chains could collapse. But here's the twist. NASA and space agencies already know this risk. They constantly monitor the sun using satellites like the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, SOHO, and the Parker Solar Probe. These tools can give us a warning, sometimes hours, sometimes days, before a solar storm slams into Earth. Enough time? Perhaps to power down critical systems, reroute flights, and prepare. Yet, despite the monitoring, our world is still vulnerable. The U.S. government has even listed solar storms as a high-impact, low-frequency threat, the kind of disaster that doesn't happen often. But when it does, it could reshape civilization. So, what would life look like in the aftermath of such a storm? Imagine weeks or even months without internet. No Netflix, no online banking, no Google Maps. Communities would need to fall back on local resources. Old analog radios and printed maps might suddenly become priceless. Neighbors might rely on each other in ways we haven't seen since before the digital age. But here's the hopeful side. Humanity has always adapted. Engineers are working on solar storm shields for satellites, stronger power grid defenses, and backup communication systems that can survive when space weather turns hostile. So, next time you see the aurora borealis glowing across the sky, remember, it's not just a beautiful light show. It's a reminder that our planet lives under the constant fire of the sun. And one day, a solar storm could change life as we know it, forever. Because the question isn't if another massive solar storm will hit Earth. The real question is, when?